الله تعالى وبركاته. بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد بن عبد الله. الحمد لله ما شاء الله. How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? It's a good question actually, and kind of understand now why English they have this question, how are you doing, and not simply how are you. Because subhanallah, what we are doing defines in a major part, and defines in a big part who we are, and how are we, the state of being in which we are in that moment. Especially in moments like these, in days like these days. What are you busying yourselves with defines in a major part how are you spiritually, and who are you in the eyes of God. Does that make sense? If you are doing nothing, and if you are just being lazy, and going from a piece of technology to another piece of technology, going from YouTube to Netflix, going from a movie to another movie, going from a video game to a movie to another video game to another movie. Then that shows that you are not doing well, that you are sick, and you are not filled with your purpose. You are not filled with life. You are not filled with God. You don't have enthusiasm. It shows that you are not reading well the question of this exam, because what's going on is an exam, and the most important part in the exam is, who can tell me? I can actually see your comments. What is the most important part in the exam? What's the most important step in the exam? I'm awaiting some responses. The most important part in the exam, when they give you the exam, what's the most important step? In any exam, mathematics, physics, biology, philosophy, literature, any exam, what is the thing that you don't want to get it wrong at any price, really? Because if you get it wrong, no matter how much skills do you have, no matter how much time do you spend in that exam after that, no matter how much knowledge do you have in your head, no matter how much information are you equipped with, no matter how much tools do you have, no matter how much skilled you are, you will get very bad mark or zero. So what is the thing that you don't want? What is it? I get giving the right answer. I got participation. No. understand the questions. Okay. The answers, really? Doing it correctly? Understanding it? You want to understand it. Okay, so yes, absolutely. I believe that even those who said answering, if you don't understand the question, how are you going to answer it correctly? So we agree that understanding the question is more important than anything else. So that's the step. That's understanding the question right and making sure that I do understand the question that is asked, and understanding the exam, understanding what the teacher is looking for, understanding what the teacher is looking for is the crucial part in the exam, absolutely. But what leads to a good understanding? If you want to understand the exam, oh no, passing the exam is not the most important thing. You cannot pass the, that's a result. You pass the exam if you answer correctly. You answer correctly if you understand well. Now there is something that precedes understanding. Focus with me. You pass the exam, and if you do it correctly, right? And you do it correctly if you give the right answer. And you give the right answer if you understand the exam. Right? Right. You have to do the exam. Yes, you have to do the exam. Absolutely. Got it. I have also here what is it? Studying. Absolutely, studying. So I'll repeat my question. Just focus a bit with me. I said there is a step. If you miss that step, wait for me and focus with me. There is a step in the exam. If you miss that step in any exam, math, physics, biology, technology, literature, philosophy, any English, French, Arabic, Islamic thinking or tafseer, what we are doing. So, ask any exam, if you do not, there is a step. If you don't get it, if you miss that step, if you don't do that step right, no matter how much, I'm going to take some of your answers. No matter how much participation, no matter how much effort you put in the exam that day, no matter how much skilled you are, no matter how much prepared you are, no matter how much information you have memorized, no matter how good is the teacher who taught you, no matter how good is the teacher and how full of empathy and compassion the teacher who will be correcting your copy after which, if you miss that step, the whole you miss everything. And then I got studying, I got reviewing what you learned, I got writing your answers. The word, the key word, no one said it yet. Come on. I'm not going to give it to you. Someone must say it. So understanding the language of the subject. Okay. So let us pause here. Just I want to make it easy for you. You understand that understanding. He said you don't put your name. Come on. Yes, absolutely. If you don't put your name, but still they can find you after that. No, listen. Let us agree that amongst all the... Okay, wait now. Now pause. Don't send anything. Don't chat. Just listen to me. So, Some people, they mentioned learning the information, giving effort, knowledge, make dua, intention, arriving to class, giving the best effort, understanding the language of the subject, showing up, studying, okay, trying, making sure you put your name. Okay. So, I will repeat the question. So, the question was, what is the most important step in the exam? In any exam, what is the most important step, the crucial step? If you miss that step, the whole exam, you fail the whole exam. Completely, you fail. One step, and I said that step, no matter how much knowledge do you have, no matter how much effort do you put, no matter how much information have you memorized, no matter how good was the teacher who taught you, no matter how many days have you spent reviewing the exam, no matter if you showed up or if you showed up the first student and you were like in your best dress and all the pens and everything, no matter how good is your writing, no matter how skilled you are, there is one step, if you miss it, all the other steps will fall in the water. Okay? So, I got, wait. Reading, Taqwa Osman. Okay, great. Reading the questions. Reading. If you don't read the question, how are you going to understand it? Right? And if you don't understand the question, how are you going to answer it? It did not happen to you. You misread the question, and you put. It happened to me. I remember it very, very well. I was subhanallah. I was student number 1 in philosophy. In the biggest exam, I got 5.25 out of 20. That's a good mark in Tunisia, by the way, for philosophy. But that was an insult, because in Tunisia they never gave more than they did not used to give for philosophy something more than 11 out of 20, 12 out of 20. If you are really good, exceptionally you find someone who is getting 13 out of 20. I used to get 18 out of 20 in philosophy. Alhamdulillah. But now I came to the big exam, and with the skills, the language, the confidence, showing up, not even fearing, with all the tawakkul, dua, everything, I misread the question. I did not read the question well. I assumed that I understood the question. I misread the question. Subhanallah. I misread the question. I read the question like that. Oh yeah, that's easy. That's it. That's great. I was actually expecting that question. I misread the question. And all the answer after that was wrong. I had everything prepared. I had all the information. Had I read the question right, I would have given the right and the best answer. So, did that happen to you? Misreading the question? Misreading is misleading. Misreading is misleading. When you misread the question, you mislead yourself. And all the efforts and all the things that you have learned and all of that falls in water. You understand? Oh yeah, they never get a 20 in philosophy. The best that they have ever given was 18 out of 20. So you understand? Reading the question, reading the question, reading the exam, reading. Do you understand why the first word in the Quran was read? Read well. It's not only read. Read well. Read well. Read well. Because this life is an exam. This life is, it is an exam, isn't it? What do you think this life is? This life, this existence on earth is an exam. It is a test, it is a trial, it is an exam. And we read the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says it clearly everywhere, لِنَبْلُوَكُمْ, to try you, to test you, to examine you. To create this context that makes difference and that shows a difference between those who are prepared and those who are not prepared, between those who are taking the exam seriously and those who are not taking it seriously, between those who read in the name of God, because God is the best leader. You need to, if you are misled, if the one who is leading you is bad, he will make you read the wrong information and you will miss the big one. You will miss the most important ones. And you think that you got it right and you did not read anything. You don't understand. So reading the context in which we are living, and reading the environment in which we are living, and reading the skills I have, and reading the exam, reading the question, reading what, and asking myself, because that's what you want. And the question that you want to ask yourself, what does God want from me now? What does God want from me now? And in order for you to know what does God want from you, you need to read. You need to read well your context. What is it? What's going on? What's going on? You read well, then you'll be able to understand, then you'll be able to answer, and match the information that you have with the need that is there in front of you, or with the question that you have in front of you. So, اقرأ. You understand why read is very important? اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق. Open your eye, open your third eye very well, open your basira very well, open the eye of your heart very well, and read. Don't get misled by the senses, because the 5 senses, they mislead you, and you read it wrong like that. Don't get misled with the 5 senses. If you want to make sense of what's going on, truly, open your third eye. Open the eye of your intellect. And when you open the eye of the intellect, don't stop at the dirty shore and the polluted shore of the mental. Don't stop at the dirty and polluted shore of your mental. Because your mental is a polluted shore. You remember the image from last week? This is your I. This is your internal I. And this is the mental. This is the mental zone. It's intellect, it's interior, it's reading within, but it's very polluted. It's very influenceable. It's like this, actually. It's going like this, curly. Sometimes it makes the wrong connections, full of colors and traumas and pains and... actually, it's nice. Yeah. It's delusionary, because it looks beautiful, but it's not. So that's the mental. It's thick. Sometimes it is thick for some people, but under the mental, we said we have the rational. To make sense, right? And under the circle of the rational, we said we have the heart. And inside all of that, we have the soul. And if you want to see, you see with this. Because look at, if you see with the periphery of your eye, imagine this is an eye, right? If you see with the middle of your eye or with the periphery of your eye. If you see the periphery of your eye, you are ahwal, you will see things doubled. If you see with the periphery of your eyes, what? You see things doubled. And you don't see what is right in front of you, and you fall in the pit. You fall in the hole. That's it. That's like when you read things with your mental. So if we want to get things right, we read with the center of our eye. And that's they call it the iris of the eye, l'iris, pupille, or I think the iris. Maybe I'm wrong. Whatever. So that's the thing, the point, that black point, and that's the thing that you focus. You focus with. I'm looking at you through the camera, and I see the camera itself. I'm getting inspired. The camera actually has like three circles. So على كل حال you need to read well the exam. Open your eye, first of all. Don't just read that objective reading that doesn't give any subject, that doesn't give any secret, that doesn't show any meaning. Find the sense, make sense of what's going on, of what the five senses are giving you, and open your eye and read. So, Ya Muhammad, read well your context. Read. In the name of the Lord, of your Lord, who has created you. Read using the full capacity that God has given you. Develop within you. Find and work on yourself. Develop within you. Wake up in you that original, deep intelligence that is dormant within you. You got a deep intelligence within you, dormant, but it is distracted. You are not giving your intelligence a chance. You are not giving your intelligence a chance. Well, because you are, how is it going to wake up if you are from Netflix to Flixnet, to YouTube, to phones, to text messages, superficial? Before I came, I just, subhanAllah, I found this book in my library, Alone Together. And if you want to read good books, and yeah, this is a very good book if you want to read it seriously. It's called Alone Together. And he actually has a book called The Second Self and Life on the Screen. Life on the Screen. Alone together say, why we expect more from technology and less from each other? Seriously. Look, this is the question. Yeah. You can order it and read it. It's beautiful. Alone together. Yeah. In the flow state, you are able to act without self-consciousness. Overstimulated, we seek out constrained walls. You can have this experience at a Las Vegas gambling machine or on a ski slope. And now you can have it during a game of Civilization or World of Warcraft. You can have it playing the Beatles rock band. You can have it on Second Life, and it turns out you can have it when texting or emailing or during an evening on Facebook. All of these are worlds that compel through their constraints, creating a pure space where there is nothing but its demands. It is flow that brings so many of us the experience of sitting down to do a few mails in the morning, just to clear the decks for a day of work, and then finding ourselves 5 hours later shocked that the day is half gone and no work has been done at all, etc. So, I mean, if some of you can understand this, 16 or up, and if you don't, try it. If you find it very difficult, it's good to read good books, right? Subhanallah. When you think about it, alone together. That's the technology. That's our state today in the if you are living in the flow, if you are taken by the flow, controlled, listen, controlled by the flow, how are you going to discover your deep intelligence? When are you going to give the deep intelligence within you, the dormant deep intelligence within you, when are you going to give it a chance to wake up and to lead you? So it's very important. Read. Iqra. Yes, you can read it. Absolutely. Try, please. It's a very beautiful book. Alone Together. على كل حال, it's good. I mean, don't sell yourself short. I mean, the majority of those who are following us are 15, 16, and they heard their parents, they told them, oh, it's a teen tafsir, it's a tafsir for teenagers. So maybe they came dragging their feet, expecting some animated seerah stories, or just to something, again, competing with other technologies, or a teacher competing with other funny attractions to attract, to beg for your attention. No, I'm not going to beg for attention like that. I'm not that kind of person. And I don't think that works at all. No. I don't believe that making basketball courts in the masjid is the right way to bring people to the masjid, to bring youth to the masjid. No. I don't believe that turning the masjid into a playground is the means that will bring youth to the playground. No. Children, yes, but youth, I don't want to sell them short. A 13-year-old man or woman is already a mature person and can open her eyes and can open his eyes and can read this context and can bring the solution to solve all the problems of this world and to save this humanity, believe me, before it gets over-polluted. But save yourselves, save your intelligence. Save your intelligence. How are you going to read if you are blind? How are you going to read if you don't know that capacity of reading within you? If your eyes are closed, or if you blinded yourself with porn movies, for example. That's a poison. That's the poison. That's the poison. It's not a poison, the poison. It blinds the soul. It blinds the intellect. It pollutes. You know, we read with our ayn, right? This is called the ayn, eye. Eye. In Arabic it's called the ayn. Who knows the other meaning for ayn in Arabic? So ayn means eye, but also it means something else. Who knows the other meaning in English for the word ayn, for the Arabic word ayn? Bismillah. Truth. Yes, one of them is truth. But then another meaning, which is source, spring, source, or spring of water, you know, spring of water, you know, because there is a connection between both. If your source is polluted, well, everything that will come out is polluted. The river will be polluted and everything will be polluted if the pollution is in the source. So we shouldn't pollute our eye. And so this part here, what we call the mental, we have to be careful. We have to be careful with it. Because if you pollute it, if it is over. So now the majority of people, the majority of the intellects of people today is like, the sphere of the mental is so thick. It's like, it's so thick because the more movies you watch, the more you feed the mental. Especially if you watch and you don't make sense of what you watch. The more video games you play, the more you thicken your mental. The more, you understand? Because that's and then that mental is such a, you see, very complicated place, very complex the place. It's like threads, you know, knots, and then the light, the light of truth, wanting to go inside, will get stuck in this mental, construct, and doesn't find its way to the pupil of the eye. You understand? So we need to protect our eyes. We need to protect our eyes, right? We need to protect our eyes. If you want to read well, you need to protect your vision. Bismillah. So that's the meaning of, and we understand now why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala starts this whole revelation with read. It's not merely read the text that I'm going to reveal to you, but read. Read. This is an exam. Read it well. understand the questions, understand what God wants from you. Otherwise, you'll fail that exam. And big part of the Quran, and the whole Quran actually, the whole Quran could be summarized in the word read. Because the whole Quran is bringing correctives to our vision. The whole Quran is bringing correctives to our vision. The whole Quran is about showing us how to read well. The whole Quran. When we go back to the surah that we were explaining, and there we said that these surahs are interconnected. Surah in the Mus'haf 96, Iqra, and Surah 95, At-Teen, and Surah 94, Alam nashrah laka sadrak, and even Surah 93, وَالضُّحَى وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا سَجَى. These surahs are very connected. Yes, indeed. We read through meditation. We read through meditation. We read through giving our intelligence the time to flower within us and to blossom within us. Giving our intelligence the time to blossom. Giving our intelligence the chance to blossom within us. And you need meditation. You need quiet zone. You need the healthy social distancing, not the unhealthy political social distancing. You need the true. You need to distance yourself from wrong influences. You need to take some time to meditate. But also you need to keep reflecting even when you are dealing with people, even when you are busy. You shouldn't just fall and just going with the flow like that and falling in the flow. You should keep control of your decisions, and that's training. So meditation and training. So reading well the context. To go back to Surah 94, where we actually paused to come to the word read, to come to the Surah 96, because they are interconnected. And we said that the whole Quran, the whole revelation, it's a revelation, right? It's a revelation. What's revelation in English? The verb. What is the verb? So revelation is a noun. It comes from which verb? Revelation is a noun coming from which verb? To? There is some, subhanallah, it's a bit long. So to reveal, yes.
Next time, inshallah, there is no option. I'll try.
Bismillah. To reveal. What's to reveal? To reveal. To reveal the truth. To reveal the truth. To reveal the secret. To reveal. So revelation is to reveal. You understand why read and revelation are very, very, very important? how they are connected together. Uh-huh. So if I'm unveiling things to you, I'm revealing things to you, I'm basically unveiling, uncovering realities to you. You need to be focused with me and read in the name of your Lord. Now your Lord is going to teach you this universe, is going to teach you the purpose of your life, is going to teach you who you are, what are you here for, and where are you going. These are the things that you need to read well. Who you are, what are you here for, and where are you going. And in the Surah 93, he is telling you this is very good, Sophia Superman. Okay, she's saying, should I need a guide, teacher, leader, one who can help me to read well, help me to the path toward the right answer, while keep continuously prostrating and coming near Wasjud waqtarib? If you find one, that's great. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why we have elders and ancestors and teachers and spiritual guides. Absolutely. So you need to read well, and you need to tasjud wa taqtarib. You need to keep doing that exercise of usjud waqtarib, usjud waqtarib. And I want to focus today on something that we need to read well in our life. And that's a secret in the Surah 94. So in Surah 94, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells you, look, I have broadened your understanding, I have broadened your perspective, I have given you peace in your heart so you can actually meditate. I took away the stress from you. I took the stress away from you. So all that burden, all that chatter in the back of your mind, I pushed it away. These weights that were worrying you and were stressing you and were not able to, you were not able to focus and read well the exam because you are in their flow. Because even if you are the most sacred person, even if you have the most sacred mission on earth, teaching people, guiding people to the right path, for example, it's very possible that you get stuck in the flow of, I need to teach this class, and after this class I have this class, and after this class I have that class, and now they are closing the masjid, all the masajid they have to be closed, and now I have to find an alternative, and now I have to do it through distance, and now, but how come all of that, you can just imagine, you can just imagine the burden and the stress that the action of the human, the action of, for example, delivering this message could generate and could bring on our mind. So, and we said we can imagine that even in the case of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he needed that reminder from God, and he needed that stabilization from God, because it's a huge mission. It's a huge mission. Now he has to bring a message of truth, and he's threatened by the biggest force of evil of all the times, and and he has to protect the weak people with him, and he has to protect that truth, and has to deliver it, and he has in the same time to teach the vulnerable people who are with him, who are vulnerable and new and green, and in the same time he has to protect them from the other influences. In the same time he has to protect their lives from the persecution. In the same time, it's just think about it. Just think about it. The heavy burden that was weighing on the shoulders of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Just think about it. And you can only get a taste and a glimpse of that if you take something in your life seriously. Start, just even if you are leading a team of players, but you take that seriously, you do it religiously, you do it right. You are leading a team of players in soccer field. You have to make sure, just wait, subhanallah. Many people I know that they found deep appreciation for the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as a leader, and that was the cause that brought them to guidance. When they focused on his efforts, and they said, really, I mean, managing a team of 12 or 11, are they 12 or 11 in soccer field? I don't know, I think 12, whatever, or 11. I never played soccer, but you see, it's a secret. Never, Layla Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a team of 11 or 12 or 13, I don't know, players, is a heavy thing. Their relationships, their personal relations, their relations with each other, their training, their food, their strength, their position in the field, all of that, even their behavior, making sure that none of them actually got bribed by the other team to just sell the game, etc., etc., etc. Oh, just leading a team of players sometimes is such a serious thing, and it demands lots of focus and lots of work, and it generates lots of concern and pressure and stress, and when you do things, when you take things seriously, you discover the meaning of life. That's why those who do not want the human being to be developed are trying to just dilute everything and just pushing us on the margin all the time. No, don't. No, there is nothing serious. It's just play it out, laugh it out and play it out. Play your problems out and laugh your life out, and everything just like that. No, take a mission. When you hold the mission with strength, you understand you start appreciating those who have a mission. Anyway, so you can just imagine the burden on the shoulders that was weighing and that was holding the back of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then God is telling him, "Alam nashrah laka sadrak." And God said He's talking not only to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but talking to any man of mission after that. And He's teaching us also the prerequisites of reading, the prerequisites of good reading. You cannot read well if your sadr is not mashruh. You cannot read well if your mind is not open, if your understanding is not broadened, if your heart is not at peace. If in a context of fear and stress and panic, you won't be able to read well. It's in front of you, push, and you're reading it, pull. And you keep pulling while you need it to push. And then, the door doesn't open. Oh my God, and you leave that, you go to the other exit. And you are in a situation of panic, and the other exit is telling you, push. And you keep, your reflex is pull, and you keep pulling it. It's push, not pull. Oh my God. How many times? How many times does that happen? Oof, get frustrated, panic more. Oh, this door doesn't open as well. And you go finding another door. The two doors were open. Just you needed to push. And you are just pulling. Subhanallah. You know, reading, the importance of reading. Even a simple instruction like that. Push or pull. Push or pull. Subhanallah. The door is open, but you misread the instruction. You did not know how to do. You see the symbolism? It's very important in our lives. How many times you found yourself in a position where the door is open, but you thought it was closed because you were pulling a door that was telling you, push. Or pushing a door that was telling you, pull. Right? Think about it. Mm-hmm. So you need to be in a state of ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك. The three prerequisites for reading, to be able to read well the message, the context that God is giving you, to have clear understanding, to have to say peace in the heart. نشرح لك صدرك وضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك. And we studied this in the past sessions. All of that in order to read what? What is the information, the heart of the surah 94, I'm sorry. What is the 94, the heart of the surah 94 now? So since your heart now is at peace, your mind is clear, and you can focus, you can read well, and also رفعنا لك ذكرك, and then the dhikr is basically what we call the IQ. We raised your IQ. EQ or IQ? IQ? IQ. And we raised it basically your understanding and the level of your understanding and the level of presence. So khalas, you work. So we need to work on these three things. We need to work on the peace of mind, the peace of heart, and the depth of our understanding. We need to work on these things in order for us to be able to read well. To read what? To read the following. To read the next verse. فإن مع العسر يسرا. إن مع العسر يسرا. That's the heart. فإن مع العسر يسرا. إن مع العسر يسرا. And the information is repeated twice. Fa is called the explicative fa. It's like so. It's like indeed, though, then, then, know well. Now, Ya Muhammad, or human being, you have broadened your understanding, broadened your perspective, deepened your understanding, given you peace of mind and peace of heart. Now you are ready, and given you presence. Now, and you are, or all human being, you worked on that, so you developed your understanding, you developed your presence, you developed the peace of your mind and the peace of your heart. Now read well. Inna ma'al usri yusra, inna ma'al usri yusra. Indeed, with or within the difficulty, there is ease. Indeed, with/within the difficulty lies ease, or lies the ease, or there is ease, or you will find ease. Indeed, with the difficulty, or within the difficulty, there is ease. Indeed, with the difficulty, you will find ease. Often it's translated, with every hardship comes ease. Yes, but also you need to read the ease in the difficulty. Basically, it's telling you, in every question there is an answer. So basically, now in front of this exam of life, the answers are in the questions. The answers are in the questions. Focus well, read well, and you will find the answer inside the question. Every question is carrying its answer, and the right answer is inside the question. Read the question well, and you'll see the answer right there. Inna ma'al usri yusra, inna ma'al usri yusra. This difficulty that we have is an exam. Is an exam. It's a context. It's not meant to smash us or to kill us. It's meant to open our eyes. It's meant to, right? It's meant to open our eyes. It's an exam. It's meant to help me find my full potential. It's meant to give me a chance, an opportunity to prove who am I, who I am. It's meant to empower me. Empower me. Difficulty? Oh yes. It's not meant to smash me, because God is behind it. And the purpose of God is never to smash humans. If you get smashed, that's your problem, but God never wants to smash the human being through the difficulty that He throws upon him or her. It's an exam. It's an exam. And the purpose of the teacher giving you an exam is not to make you fail. No. And actually the answer is inside the question. Inna ma'al usri yusra, inna ma'al usri yusra. With every hardship comes ease, and more than that, inside the difficulty there is ease. Inside the exam that we dislike, there is ease. First of all, the process of examination, having this exam from time to time, is actually a very good thing for us. Because if we don't get exams, we forget. that will need to pass. Forget the nature of the contract. Imagine if you are in a school with no exams at all. They tried that. They tried to make schools without exams. نعم. We tried to. They tried to in Sweden, in many places. They tried to have schools without exams. They came back to the exams now. You can't. You can't teach without exams. It's actually very difficult. It's very difficult. It's more difficult for the students to have classes without exams. Because the exam helps you. I read here, to break the layers of the eye. For example. The exam helps you to break the mental, to break through the mental, to find the exam helps you to caliber. The exam helps you to focus. The exam helps you, creates that what we call healthy pressure. And that healthy pressure will wake up the dormant intelligence within you and will make you discover your true force. Difficulties will help you to discover your true force. It's a choice. You want to get smashed, you can. You want to allow your true force to emerge and discover who you are truly, you can. And God is telling us twice, repeating twice, listen, read well. First of all, go and do this exercise of meditation. Put your heart at peace, your mind at peace, and raise the level of your understanding and your presence with God. So you read well, so you meet God at the door. So you are closer to the message, so you can read that message and read it clearly. God is telling you, إِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. إِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. It's very, very important. It's not just at the romantic level that with every hardship will come ease and you will forget and everyone. No. It's deeper than that. Deeper than that. You need difficulties in your life. That's what it is telling you. Difficulties are rahmah for you. You need difficulties because these difficulties will work you out, will help you to grow. And that's the yusra, that's the ease that we should be looking for. Exam reminds you the reality of things, indeed. Going through hardships teaches us, indeed. That difficulty help you to grow. That difficulty will help you to grow. Will help you to find the strength within you, the power within you, if you want. if you want. So if we want to get it right, we need to pray. We need to pray. We need to ask God, please show me the yusr in the usr. Show me the answer in the question. And allow me to take the path of those who find empowerment through difficulties of their context or in their context. Empower me, help me to be of those who find the ease in the hardship. In our life today, these days, this difficult context we are living in, a very difficult context. Some of you might be in an abusive relationship with their brothers or sisters or parents or husbands or wives, and now they are stuck together with them. That's a possibility, no? It is. Behind this romantic message of just stay home, why? Okay, stay home, save lives. Maybe you are destroying beings. And many, many beings are being destroyed every day. And actually, I imagine maybe I'm so worried that the level of people who are going to kill themselves at the end of this quarantine will surpass the number of people that we were worried that they would have died out of the virus. May Allah protect us. And I mean, I'm exaggerating for sure, but it's a possibility. When we say suicide, I'm not only talking about the physical suicide. We already had few cases here in my town, at least. We heard of some people who just killed themselves like that. Just it's a lot. It's a lot. Imagine those who live in a context and their only way to deal with their difficulty was to escape and just to go and meet with friends and go to a coffee shop and breathe and walk and talk to other people. Now you are stuck with this abusive brother or with this abusive sister or with this abusive mother or father or spouse or roommate and passive aggressive context 24 hours. Who says that? Really? We read it in some romantic views and versions of people. Oh, well, actually we discovered that we are actually good and we discussed together. No, that's not the reality. The rate of divorce only increases in times like these. And after the confinement, you will see, people, khalas, it's unhealthy. It's unhealthy. It is a very difficult situation. It is a very hard situation. It's the hardest thing ever, actually. Worse than that, how many addictions did you discover? Let us be honest. How many addictions did you discover? And how many addictions are you feeding? I have this client, this brother I'm counseling, and he. So I was helping him to wean himself from the porn movies, to say it clearly like that. And he was able to be sober for almost 9 months. But during these 2 weeks of confinement, he told me like he like fell. It's catastrophe. Just kind of, that's it. He fell once, and after that he gave up on himself. He felt so ashamed, and that's it. And he kept like watching one after the other. Now every night he watches one or two. It's really scary. I'm sure it is the situation of many of you. Let us be honest about these things. May Allah protect us and you. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't have to be porn movie. It doesn't have to be that spectacular. It could be just nonsense. Video games, hours of video games. Already we were alone together. Now when we are alone, what's going on? As the book says, already we were alone before this. Already, I mean, youth especially, it's so hard to bring the attention of a young boy or of a young girl to, come on, let us meet, let us talk. Bubbles. Already people were living in their own bubbles. And now with this confinement, really? And all what we have is this clavardage, is this chatting. Until when? What's going on with this chatting? And it's a very hard moment. There is a Tunisian proverb that says, "L'ksad يخلف l'fsad." The calm and the lack of busyness, when you are not busy doing things and moving around, the thing that will grow the most is corruption and abuse. Let us be honest about our human reality. Let us not be romantic and deluded and just think, oh, this rosy, flowery perspective. Not everyone will become a monk. Not everyone will live this as a spiritual retreat. Actually, I doubt it if anyone is actually living it as a spiritual retreat. I doubt it. I really doubt it. You know, even spiritual people are feeling broken and they are oversleeping. I have some friends who were able to just minimize the hours of their sleep to 3-4 hours per night. Now they are sleeping 8-9 hours. Just they want to sleep it out. They want to really. It is difficult. Let us think about it. You know, during the confinement of Guerre de Golfe, and that was maybe 3 weeks confinement or a month confinement. What is confinement during the Guerre de Golfe, Gulf War, yeah, 92, 91, 92. Subhanallah, yani. It's very bad. I mean, we had this the sexual abuse between family members increased, like pedophilia increased. Lots of problems are going on, and let us be honest about our human condition. It is so difficult. This time is very difficult. This is actually one of the biggest difficulties that the humanity has ever faced. Because it is a difficulty in which you have no role. All what is told you to do is just stay home and play games. And that's it. It's even more difficult than, So it is very difficult when you think about it. It's very difficult. And if it continues another week or 2 weeks or God protect us, we'll see the mental sicknesses. And even if we stop it tomorrow and people go out to their work, still people will be affected. Let us say after more days, think about it. It is a difficult thing. We have to think about it. We have to think about this very, very well. Now, what is the ease? What is the ease within this? What is the ease within this? We need to pray to find the ease. And the ease absolutely is not the video games. Because it's difficult outside, okay, khalas, I found better video games. The ease absolutely is not Netflix and more movies. The ease is not this just romantic positive thinking, well, this is, and then these lies, these fake news that, oh, gazelles are on the beach now and dolphins are in Ottawa, Rideau Canal or in Venice, and no. The ease is not through that. No. The ease does not come through that. That's not the ease that God wants us to read. So, within this difficulty, there is good for the environment? No, that's not the difficulty that God wants us to read. The ease that God wants us to read, no. You need to give yourself this opportunity to discover the force within you. You need to give yourself the opportunity to find this dormant force within you. Take this time to ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك. Take this time to fill or fulfill the prerequisites for good reading, to be able to read well the lines and between the lines. There is for sure a huge and big and great opportunity for transformation. There is. May God give us and you the tawfiq. Ameen. Ameen. May God give us and you the tawfiq. And the tawfiq in Arabic means a synchronization, or the capacity of synchronizing with our context and reading it well. Ameen. 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 Allah. I want to hear from you some reflections if you have, or questions about the ease that one should, detailing, you can elaborate further on the ease that God is giving us in this difficulty, and the power of transformation and the tools of transformation that God is giving you and us in this time of difficulty. Bismillah. Prayers, meditation and reflection. It's the prayer and the meditation and reflection indeed. Prayer. And if you notice, praying when you are quote unquote overwhelmed, when you are made to realize your vulnerability, when you are forced to see that you are actually vulnerable and threatened, praying becomes much easier. Connecting to God becomes much easier. Isn't that right? Do you have experiences with that? Huh? So one of our students here said, the prayer is the ease. That's the thing that I find it easier and is the secret. Indeed, what is praying? Praying is talking to God, connecting to God, with God, right? That's praying. And I was saying, subhanallah, indeed, connecting to God and that capacity to connect to God, that urge to talk to God, that sweetness talking to God is much easier to find during a context of difficulty, when you are made to discover, when you are forced to discover your vulnerability and your weakness. Then running to the powerful one and, God, please help. And connecting to God becomes much easier, subhanallah, during moments of difficulty. I find this true, but what do you think? What do you think? Do you have experiences, stories? I mean, it seems like we are actually in a chrysalid. I mean, may Allah give us indeed a real transformation. Indeed. I did not understand what's the meaning of chrysalid, but I think I know what it is. Cocoon. Oh yes, we are. Oh yeah, I got it. May Allah give us a real transformation, indeed. So prayer is the secret. This time it is time to pray. It's time to pray, guys. It's time to pray. Wallahi, it is time to pray. If you don't pray now, you won't pray. It's time to pray. It's time to cry out. It's time to, how to say, there is an expression in English, cry your tears out, or something like that, you can say. It's time to cry the tears of your heart out. It's time to really, it's time. It's time to tell God, I'm weak, I'm alone, I'm vulnerable. Please, help, assist. Show me. Give me power, give me the force to work on myself, to transform. It is the time. It is the time. Yes, it is the time for many people who allow this, who allowed this to smash them. And that's very sad. And that was very, very, very sad for the brother I was counseling in it. But again, don't give up, work again. But the good news, another brother who had the same problem of addiction, and he said, actually I found more power now to stop it, because he said, now I felt like actually I felt it, because before I was always trying to explain to him, to help him find power, because power, if you want to cure yourself from addiction, if you want to cure yourself from an addiction, we need to empower your resistance. And one of the tools to empower the resistance of the human being is to make him understand that he's being used, he's being objectified, he's being used by powers who are making money out of that, by dirty people who are making money out of that, out of him. He's being used, he's being controlled, that he's being, and then we try to raise the level of dignity in that human being. No, I'm not going to allow people to play with me like that and manipulate me like that. So I was trying to explain this to the brother a lot, and yes, but okay. But now he told me, you know what, actually during these days when I saw the feed, the advertising, because I'm sure if you have phones and internet, you have noticed that, oh my God, even if you think about something, you are thinking about the movie, and tack, it appears in front of your eyes. It's like magic. It's seriously, it's really, whoa, what's happening here? People are listening to us or what? Listening to my thoughts or what? It's that powerful. The algorithm unleashed its wild forces. This algorithm, and that algorithm is not to serve you, guys. It's not to serve you, kid. Wake up, understand. That algorithm is to control you, to make money out of you. That's it, and to make garbage out of you, to get your money from you, and to make a piece of garbage out of you, so you can be controlled, so you can be directed left or right. That's it. To strip you out of yourself, so you become like ghutha, as Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, described it. He said the people at the end of time will be like foam. The slightest current could direct them right or left. Listen, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was told when he gave a description of the people at the end of time, and he said they will be misled easily. And the Antichrist will be able to play with them like this. May Allah protect us. And they asked the companions, they say, and there will be Muslims at that time? Who said, oh yes, there will be maybe the majority of humanity at that time. I said, and the companion said, oh, so how could that happen then? He said, there will be many in number, but they won't have weight. There will be foam, like the foam of the current, like the foam that the current is directing. So they will be like foam, like the foam, very, very, very light, and the slightest current will be able to direct them in the direction it wishes. So be careful. There are forces out there, evil forces out there, and let us not forget our enemy, and who is instrumentalizing and using other humans like us who sold themselves to that enemy. May God protect us from his filth and his evil. Our enemy is Satan, right? May Allah protect us and you. So we have that enemy, and we have to be careful. And he is there to mislead us. And in order for him to be able to mislead us, he will have to cause us to misread, and to not read well the exam, and to not understand what's going on. So this brother, and which is very, I love it, and it was like a good news and God has sent him to me when I was really broken after having the news, after getting the news of the brother who fell into the addiction after 9 months of sobriety. This brother told me, actually, I found power. Can you believe, Sheikh, that for 3 weeks now, I did not watch one single porn movie. This brother used to watch one every like week or 2 every week. Now he said, can you believe I did not watch a single one for 3 weeks? I mean, it might sound ridiculous for some of you who do not know what that addiction is, but it's actually a big achievement for someone who was like watching one every night, or one or two every week, at least. When he's sober, two every week. So he said, I told him, okay, where did you find the power? That was my question. Where did you find the power to resist? He said, actually, because I felt like when I saw that how my phone is suggesting them to me on TokTok or he said everything, like seems Netflix, YouTube, TokTok, they are suggesting these things to me like more than any time before. He said, I remembered what you told me, that we are controlled. And there is someone manipulating, there is someone who is trying to push me in that direction. He said, when I realized the reality, the truth, that there is someone who is pushing me, who wants me to go in that wrong direction, he said, naturally I found some resistance in me. I said, Alhamdulillah. And that's empowerment. So why do you think God tells us about our enemy? Why do you think God tells us about Satan and the existence of Satan? Does he want to make us paranoid? No. He wants to empower us to be able to resist the tactics and the strategies of our enemy. So be careful, guys. Be careful. Really, really be careful. Be careful. Be careful. May Allah protect us and you, and may you find empowerment in these words, and may you find empowerment knowing that in this information, knowing that there are people who want to play with us. I mean, whatever is going on, but there are people behind the scenes, and there is an enemy. Forget about people, there is the enemy behind the scenes. We are religious people and we believe that there is Satan, there is evil. Evil wants to control the humanity. Absolutely, he wants to make, he wants to invest this, to infest us even more. That guy will not leave us alone until we die. He will make sure to invest this opportunity, to infest us even more. Think about it. Think about, forget about people. The main leader, Satan, God protect us from you and him. God protect you and me from him. Ameen, ya Arhamar Rahimin. And God protect us from you. I mean, I don't know who's watching. God protect us from you. If there are some evil eyes watching, and God will protect us from you. And God protect us from you. Absolutely. And God protect us from each other. You know what? God protect me from myself, and God protect you from yourself, and God protect us from ourselves and from our enemy, because within ourselves there is this weakness. That is a way more bitter enemy than any other enemy. May Allah protect us. We have that weakness, we have that unconscious, we have that subconscious, we have that mental, we have that flimsy being, we have that, right? But don't hate yourself. Don't hate yourself. Just pray. You don't fall a prey. Because there is a predator preying upon, preying on, and preying upon weak people today. There is a predator. And be careful, don't get smashed under this difficulty, and find the ease. The ease is in the prayer. The prayer. And the prayer will give you the force to resist and to understand, right? And to read your context well. Prayer and meditation, reflection, and continue with this thinking and the homework. You are going to prepare the class for next time. And what else? Read the surah. Read the surah. What comes? Inna ma'al usri yusra, inna ma'al usri yusra. Other than praying and meditation, what else do you need to empower yourself to give the right answer and to read the exam well? In order for yourself to read the right answer, all that you need is to read the rest of the Surah 93 and elaborate. Don't just copy paste the verses, elaborate. Make a summary of what we have learned today. And yes, we reached that to use this time to find the ease within the difficulty, we need to pray, meditate, reflect. And what else? In the surah 94. In the surah 94. What else? What is God is telling us? God bless you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Dragging myself up to Fajr every morning by saying, no, not this time, Satan, not this time, you have no power over me. Great. Sophia, superwoman, Superman, beautiful. That's great. Allahu Akbar. Allah haqq. Indeed. Allah protect us. Ameen. Allah bless us, and Jazakallah khair for this excellent talk. It's most important during this time. Please, people, use this lockdown time for growth and spirituality, inshallah. Ameen. Barakallah feekum. Barakallah feekum, seeking haqq, and Sophia Superman, and no one is Batman. No one wants to be a Batman. They are good. Bats are good. Bats are good because they can see during the night, and we need to become all Batmans. We need to become bats to stop the virus. We need to become bats to stop this virus and to be able to see during the night, during the darkness, because it's dark now. We need to be able to see during the night time. People, they hate bats now, and they hate Asian people. They think that bats and Asian people brought the virus. No, it's not true. Bats are good folks, man. Bats are good folks. So, let us become Batmans. God bless you. We need to see during the darkness, during the night. Assalamu alaikum. Pray for us, pray for us, pray for us, and don't fall an easy prey to the enemy. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Bismillah.